as Otto said, we'll map the current reality through this method of moving from that sculpture, social sculpture. We'll see what happens next and have some kind of conversation about that. The method has a couple of things that are important. One is that you actually can feel your body. This is important. It is important if you're a player, a person that steps out. It's important if you're a space holder, one of us that's sitting on the side. It's very much a co-created event that includes how those of us sitting on the side pay attention to what's happening. It's not about them doing something and the rest of us kind of hanging out here. But everyone applies a little bit of mindfulness, which means just what it is to feel like you're in your body, sitting in this room, participating in some kind of co-creative process. So for the players, very important that you feel your feet, you feel the back of the body, you feel that you're living in your body, because that's going to be where the intelligence is. We're tapping into some kind of knowing that lives both in the individual body, but it lives in the social body. So the second part, besides mindfulness, first skill, mindfulness of body, the second part is extending out our awareness antennae to include a sense of the whole. So the only instruction then in terms of what motivates movement is paying attention to the whole. That includes the fact that there's a boundary here and that we have a sense of the different players or the different roles that are in the system. So those are the two things that we're paying attention to. Thoughts we have about it, what we think might happen, what we think should happen, ideas about it, we're lightening up on that. Ideas come and go, that's fine. So that's fine, but the loyalty, the main reference point, is this very simple sense of being in the body and then using our sense perceptions to sense the space, the social space. Okay? So, the other thing that so I'll explain just briefly the method. I will call the name of the role and invite you to then step up if you'd like to embody this role and find a spot in the room, center, edge, wherever, find a place and a shape that embodies, it says, some quality of that role. Remember that your embodiment can be, it's a level. It's a standing shape, it could be a sitting shape, it could be a lying down shape, right? Some things are bigger and taller than other things. So you have a choice of level, you have a choice of how far or close you are, both to the center, the edge, and to the other players. The first person, of course, doesn't have that choice, but after the first role is in, then where you place yourself in the space is in proximity. It's close to this one, it's far from this one. So that's part of your kind of almost a choice in terms of where you place yourself. And the third thing is which direction you're facing. Are you facing this one? Are you facing here? Those three things, level, distance, and facing. You're paying attention to the feel of that. It's all based on the feeling quality of what it feels like then to be in the system. So I'm going to ask person one, say the name, they come in, they find their place, their shape. From their shape, they say one sentence or one phrase from the I voice. Like, what does this shape have to say? And you just say that, right? So the person comes out, they find their shape, and then they say,
"This is our time."
Whatever it is that first comes to your mind that comes out of this shape. And next person. So try to hold your shape. If you get tired, just stop and rest and then remake your shape. Person two, same way. They find a space in relationship to the whole space here. They find a shape, lying down, standing up, whatever. They say, their shape says something. One sentence. Person 3, 4, 5, until we complete them. At the end of that, I'll just ask you if you feel like you need to shift or refine your place in the space to better embody the current reality. You have a little opportunity. Maybe I feel a little bit more like it's closer to this one or something like that. So you have a little time to shift yourself. Once you get shifted, please stay still. That'll be sculpture 1. Then, really stay with that. Just listen into it. Listen to what does it feel like, this current reality. What does it feel like? Really take your time to sense into this. The more you can sink into the current feeling, the more genuine a sense of movement will occur. So something, somewhere in this thing, it'll start to move. You know, a stuck situation is not sustainable, right? It will start, something won't hold up, something will start to move. Once that happens, then you have like 4 minutes or so to move around. Again, you're just sensing where it is that you feel that the space is calling you. And then once you find an ending, there'll be an ending. It'll emerge. The things will start to shift and shift. Maybe there's a little pause. Maybe it starts up again. Then it'll stop. That's sculpture 2. And then each person, in a clear and loud voice, say the name of your role.
I am the municipal government.
And then one sentence.
I'm nearer to the communities than I have ever been.
When they finish that, then those of us on the side, if you have one thing you would like to say also, just offer it up. They'll try to stay more or less in the space. And we'll see if people get tired, we can sit down, but then it's just open for generative conversation. Please stay close to what I see, open mind, what I feel, open heart, and what I did or what I saw happen, actually the concrete information. A little bit more loyalty to that than I'm interpreting it in this way. You know, there'll be meaning and interpretation, but try to stick as close as you can with the actual what happens. Clear? Okay.